some really bad news out of the con. I mean, we did get to see some nice figures, I guess. I mean, today it's currently only day one when I'm filming this of the con, but, I mean, we've seen some nice figures, but we got some bad news, too. Let's see what they showed. They showed, like, the Songbird. They showed the Blizzard, the Baltrock. They showed, Tiger Shark. Radioactive Man. Jubilee, which I guess is the Build-A-Figure for that wave, because when referred to it was called the Jubilee Build-A-Figure wave, which that's just getting lazy again, as usual for Hasbro. And I think that's just about all we've seen that's new. And then some of the bad news is, first of all, Marvel Legends is coming to an end after that wave. Marvel Legends is over again. And they said what they're going to try and do is continue it kind of like what they were doing with the Iron Man line. And then he said it's like what they're doing with the Wolverine line too, but that is like an online store exclusive, so I don't know what he's talking about. But like for the Iron Man line, how we'll be getting figures when the movies come out. And then, so that's, I guess, almost good. But I know like half the figures that will be getting released are going to be movie figures, so that's not cool. And then he said, when I say he, I believe this, who was it? It's the guy who runs Marvel Legends. I can't think of his name right now. I'll remember it in a little bit, hopefully. But he said that speaking of the variants, Sentry, Blade, and some other of those other variants from the past, there's no plans on ever releasing them. He said that they're going to try and release some of the variants into waves of the movie figures where they'll fit in, but where will Sentry fit in? Where will Blade fit in? You know what I mean? My hope is that when they were saying that, because he didn't reference any of the figures from this newest wave, hopefully we'll at least get to finish the Wrecking Crew, you know what I mean? Because we got Record out right now, but we do not have that Bulldozer. So at least hopefully we'll get the variants from this wave, this newest wave that's just started to pop up. And then he was talking about the Rogue figure from the X-Men line, as well as the Phoenix Force Cyclops from that Wolverine line. Both of those figures got canceled. And the reasoning for them canceling the Cyclops, get this, it's because he no longer wears that costume, so it's too old of a story. Yet they just released the 90s Jean Grey, and that's too old of a story, and they can't use that costume. Bullshit. And then the modern Rogue, no reason why they decided to can her, but they're putting her, he said they're going to try and get her in to the Days of Future Past line when that comes out. They said that they're going to do one for, like, Days of Future Past, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, Captain America. He didn't say anything about Thor or Avengers 2, although I'm sure they'll do Avengers 2, probably Thor as well. So, I mean, some bad news for the Legends. And then for you Universe guys, as you know, I'm pretty sure Universe is ending with this final wave that needs to be released, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, just some really bad news coming out of Hasbro. And it's like weird timing. They're ending the Marvel Legends right when they're like, oh, we're going to release a Star Wars Black line, which is basically Marvel Legends for Star Wars figures. And I don't know. I'm just pretty disappointed hearing this news. I did see Shardman's put up a review of the Marvel Legends, the SDCC Thunderbolts Luke Cage, and he looked pretty nice. Head was a little bit big. But, you know, he looked nice. And I saw someone else up on the page put up the Satana, and she had 2 left hands. So that's a real exclusive. Hopefully not everyone's ends up like that. I've literally seen one picture up on the page of the SDCC, any of the figures, and then just this one review from Shardamus of Luke Cage. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty pissed about this whole Legends thing. But yeah. So now Dwight's saying something differently. I'm not sure if this is like a different interview or something. I don't know if this is more recent. But now he's saying, oh yeah, the variants, we're going to get them out. I'm sure we are. Because we've already made all of them, so I'm sure no matter what, we're going to get them out. He's saying the reason that they didn't get out for the first 3 waves of 2013 is because, which first of all, I don't even know what that's, whatever. The reason they didn't get them out was a distribution problem. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If they made all the figures, how did they accidentally not ship them to anyone at all? Except for there were like 5 figures that got out. It's so stupid. But he's claiming that he thinks since they've made all of them already, they're gonna try and get them out to the collectors via maybe like a Walmart exclusive wave or something like that, which is so stupid. I hate when they do that. Just make it like an online thing where we can buy it off your website, and don't have small ass amounts like they do for the SDCC figures where they sell out in like 5 minutes. But I don't know. And then also another thing they're saying, don't worry, Build-A-Figures, big Build-A-Figures will be back in 2014. And by big they mean like 8 or 9 inches like the Ironmonger. But Marvel Legends is ending before 2014. I'm so confused, and it is confirmed Jubilee is the Build-A-Figure, which is so stupid. Especially when they have Marvel Now Thor's in that wave as well. I missed him last time. I forgot to say that. I did know he was out, or that he was there, but I forgot to say him. Marvel Now Thor. That's a bigger figure than Jubilee. Why are they making Jubilee the Build-A-Figure? A figure that everyone I know has been waiting for Jubilee for so long. And we're not even getting the right Jubilee either. Modern costume. Just, I don't know what Hasbro's doing. Hasbro's so stupid. As you guys can tell, I'm really pissed. And I'm not even there. Like, if I were there, I'm sure I'd be yelling at these fools. I'm getting mad about this. Now, this is just information that I've been getting via Facebook on the ACBA page and Marvelous News a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know how much of this is true, but I'm getting pissed, obviously. Alright, I guess we did get a little bit of good news out of Comic-Con so far. This is still roughly the same time that you saw this last video, maybe like 3-4 hours later. Not really any new news from what you saw in that last clip, just some stuff that I forgot to mention. We are getting an Agent Venom Marvel Legends, so that's cool. That's a good job for Hasbro. I mean, we're getting him, but he doesn't have an ab crunch, which, I mean, for me, I know is at least it's a pretty big problem, I'd say. Because, I don't know, I think the ab crunch is a important piece of articulation. He doesn't have the torso joint either, which I'm normally at least somewhat okay with, instead of an ab crunch. But nope. Not he. At least for what we're seeing now, he has neither of those, so that's not good. But I mean, we are getting an Agent Venom, so that's cool. Let me think. Who else? We're getting that Songbird I mentioned. I think we got her with her more modern look. I would have preferred her modern look with like the longer hair. She's got her like up hair a little bit, which I'm not a huge fan of. It looks okay, but it looks to have no shading in the white of her hair, which looks weird. I think I mentioned the Radioactive Man, who looks nice. He's in translucent plastic, so he looks nice. Tiger Shark looks really good. He's got that nice metallic plastic look. I'm assuming it's not painted, because lately Hasbro's been doing something new with their plastic. They're getting a little bit more of a metallic look on some things. But it could be paint. I guess it does kind of look like it might be painted. But it's got a nice metallic kind of look to it. Got Balchok the Leaper, who, I mean, don't really care too much about the character, but I think it's got a nice head sculpt. It is on the Bucky Cap body. And I was saying from the jump, the second I saw, who was it? The second, whichever figure used it after Bucky Cap. Right when I saw that, I knew this is Hasbro's new Bullseye body, because I knew they were going to be using it for every single goddamn character. And I don't know, it's a good body, but already it's starting to make me a little bit, it's starting to mess with me a little bit, like how the Bullseye body has. But, so we got that. We've got Blizzard, who's again on the same body. He looks decent. Not a big fan of the character design, but again, he looks decent. Who else did we see? I think that's everyone who I didn't really mention. The Marvel Now Thor, I'm not sure if I mentioned it. For the legs, like all of the figure except for the arms and the head is the modern Thor that we got in Wave 1 of 2012 or whatever. The new Return of Marvel Legends. It's the exact same figure. Even the legs, they just repainted the legs. Where, if you guys know that costume, on the inside of the thighs, it's supposed to be black as opposed to the silver. They just painted over the chainmail black, where it's not supposed to even have chainmail there. So that doesn't look too good. The head sculpt looks nice. I still don't understand why they didn't just use that as the Build-A-Figure. Even Agent Venom, because he looks to be like an entirely new sculpt. So I don't know why they didn't use something that's got a newer, more intricate sculpt as opposed to the Jubilee, which looks kind of to be like a combination of the Shield Agent, the female Shield Agent body, and their new Moonstone body. Looks kind of be a combination of that. And Moonstone, that's the only figure from this box set that has plans to be released as of yet. And the stupid thing that they're doing, they're not even releasing her in her Dark Avengers costume, like we were all hoping that she would. They're just releasing her in her regular, the same costume, the exact same figure from the box set. So, I mean, a little bit disappointed about that. I'll probably buy that figure once it comes out. I'm sure I'll need to for the Jubilee, but once it comes out, I'll buy that figure. Maybe do a custom for Miss Marvel Moonstone. Yeah, I mean, overall, I've let it sit with me a little bit. I like what I've seen from Comic-Con, but the cons outweigh the pros at Comic-Con. But, yeah, you know. What are you going to do? Alright, so I had driven out to Ash's place the other day to, sell some figs and whatnot. I got rid of my soda collection. I don't know, they're just kind of sitting around, and I needed the money for some stuff, so, got rid of that soda collection to Ash. He needed them. I remember last time I was over with Marty McFly on here, John Connor on Facebook and whatnot. But last time I was over there with Marty, and we were over at Ash's crib, and I remember I saw his soda figs, and we were just talking figures, just shooting the shit, and I was like, said something about my soda figs, and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting rid of them, and Marty looked at me for a second, because he was about to ask for them, because he likes to get them doubles and triples and shit, but Ash was like, yo, if you ever sell them, let me get them. So I was like, I finally made the decision. I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna sell them. Hit up Ash. I was like, yo, you still interested? So we did the deal. I went out to his place. We were just chilling. But so now I don't have that Vega head for this suited body. So I was just looking at my extra heads and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'll just pop this on there, because I didn't want to put the Harvey Dent head back on there, just because then it looked like Harvey Dent. I might never use that Harvey Dent figure head. Alright, so yeah, this had been another episode of ACBA, Practice Makes Perfect. Obviously a little bit Comic-Con inspired, talked about Comic-Con a little bit more than I wanted to, but I mean, nothing else really happened. I was kind of lazy this week. I had gotten sick on, I think, Monday? Yeah, no, Sunday night I had gotten sick, like mad, crazy sick. So then I was sick all day Monday, and then all day Tuesday, and then I had work on Wednesday, and then I've just been slacking since. I got a game in from Gamefly, so I've been playing that a little bit. But now this is just the SDCC stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, you sort of saw this progress At first it was just Kingpin and the Thugs, and I had just done that originally. A friend was over, and this was actually like last Saturday, probably, while the video was going up. I had really just did that because I was doing the head swap. I'll tell you why in a minute. Like probably next week. Actually, never mind. Actually, you know what? I'll film it now and I'll put it before this, so you guys already know why. But yeah, so because I didn't have that Vega head no more. I now needed a new head for the suit body, and I was looking at my heads, and I was like, you know what? I'll put this Sentry head, the bearded Sentry, on. So I drilled it out a little bit so it would fit on the ball peg. Doesn't fit as well as I'd like it to. Need to adjust it maybe a little bit in the back so it can sit properly, but you know, yeah, I like this. And the progression. And again, so yeah, thanks for watching. ACBA practice makes perfect. And I'll see you next time. Peace.